Sup people, it's your boy Slack. In this video, I'm going to talk about social isolation. Okay, so pretty much social isolation is a term where people are lacking human interaction. Okay, so a recent study has been conducted on this topic. Let's read the article. Researchers have found that long-term chronic isolation caused the buildup of a chemical in the brain that increases stress, aggression, and fear. The mice isolated for 2 weeks showed behavioral changes like increased aggressiveness towards unfamiliar mice, persistent fear, and hypersensitivity to threatening stimuli. When encountering a threatening stimulus, mice that have been socially isolated remain frozen in place long after the threat has passed, whereas normal mice stop freezing soon after the threat is removed. Although the study was done in mice, it has potential implications for understanding how chronic stress affects humans. So you guys understand, right, the point of this article, okay? As humans, we need interaction, okay? So let's discuss some parts of social isolation. One reason why we have social isolation in high numbers is due to technology, okay? We have technology these days where has brought isolation, because some people will spend hours of their day taking Instagram pics because they want to let other people know that they are living a good life. Okay? The whole point of social media is to show everyone the life you're living. That's why people take pictures. Some people take pictures when they're in like vacation spots or restaurants they've been to. You know, anything that will make people look at what they're doing. Okay? That's one reason why we are isolated, because people are more concerned with Instagram likes than human interactions. Okay? So, okay. See this article is pretty much the same thing. This article here is pretty much the same thing. It talks about loneliness changes the brain, it boosts a chemical. So it's pretty much the same article as you guys saw before. Pretty much the same thing. But this one goes a little bit in depth. So, social isolation has been a growing problem in the U.S. and has not been only led to increased rates of depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, but higher risk of chronic disease. Okay, let's see. Loneliness in the U.S. has been an epidemic. No, loneliness in the U.S. has been said to be an epidemic proportions. So, yeah, I'm just going to skim through it. Many Americans feel alone all the time, misunderstood, as though their relationships are shallow. Wow. So, this article is from the Daily Mail, which is in the UK. How can the United Kingdom or how can foreign newspaper or a news site say that Americans feel alone all the time, misunderstood, although their relationships are shallow? And the reason why they can say this is because many foreigners who come to America, they see the bullshit. Okay? Many foreigners who come to America, they see the bullshit. They understand that relationships in the U.S. are not genuine. It's like some people will talk to you because they know you through somebody, or they'll talk to you because you work together, or they'll talk to you for whatever it is, right? But in a sense where you can build a relationship, it's not going to happen. That's why there's so many Americans, when they travel to other countries, they never want to come back here. Why is that? Do people understand where I'm coming from? Okay? People understand where I'm coming from. But whatever. Another reason why social interaction, why social isolation is increasing is because of work. See, some people today are working 12-hour shifts or 16-hour shifts sometimes. So by the time you work those long hours, by the time you get home, you want to rest your body. Okay? You're not trying to talk to anybody. You're not trying to interact with anybody. You want to rest. You see what I mean? So a lot of times where you work long hours, you just want to chill. You don't want to meet other people. And by the time, if you don't hang out with people, if you don't hang out with your friends after a certain period of time, they will stop asking you to meet up because they know you're busy. And that happens a lot. Then you have people out there who are working low-end jobs, and sometimes they're just trying to make ends meet. So some people out there are just trying to save enough money or make enough money so they don't have time to socialize. Okay, that happens sometimes. But let's speak on the issues of social isolation, which can lead to stress. Okay, when you have social isolation, how stress kicks in. So stress pretty much affects your mood, because when you're stressed out, you're thinking of a particular thing or situation that's affecting your mood. Okay? And a lot of times, the best way to heal your stress is to talk about it. Okay? That's why you have friends out there or people you talk to where you can just blow some steam. And you blow some steam is pretty much when you express your feelings, or you talk about how your day went, for someone to listen. Because as long as someone's listening to what you have to say, it helps you to understand your point of view, and it helps to let someone know that someone's listening to them. Okay? So that happens. Everyone has those situations. Okay? Then you have aggression. What happens when you are socially isolated for a long time? People become aggressive. People become aggressive because you need human interaction. Okay? I'm not talking about you talk to someone on the telephone. No, talking to someone on the telephone does not ease your isolation. Okay? You need someone who you can talk to face. If that makes sense to you. If that makes sense in a general term. Okay? Humans need face-to-face interactions. Okay? You need that. So that's why a lot of times people become aggressive, because they have no one to talk to. Like they have, for example, people had a long day at work. They have no one to talk to. Let me express this in better terms. This is how it is, right? So let's say now you just worked a 40-hour work week, right? Now you want to come home and chill. But guess what? You have no one to talk to. That can make anybody depressed. that increases depression a lot, because you just worked a 40-hour work week. There's no one else in your living space. No one there. That's depressing. Okay? I know that because I know that feeling, because I used to do that. I used to, I used to work at a job. I'd work long hours. I come home. There's no one to talk to. I mean, of course, yes, living alone is good. Okay? Yes, I know this. But having someone to talk to makes it even better. So you can come home, hey, let's go and grab a movie, or let's go have some dinner. You have someone you can talk to. That's what interaction is. We need that. But when we don't have that, it gets depressing. It does. Okay? So, and it leads to fear. It leads to fear in some cases because a lot of people don't want to be alone. Okay? When you're by yourself all the time, it feels like nobody cares about you. You know what I mean by that? It feels like no one cares about you. It feels like nobody wants to hear what you have to say, or you feel useless in the sense where people don't really value your opinions. They don't value you as a human. They don't need anything from you. Stuff like that really does play a role. That's why people become aggressive. They become angry. That's why it's just like if somebody offers you something, you turn them down, they go crazy. It's a personal thing with some people. Okay? So this is what goes on in America. That's why when some people look at like some guys crazy because they can't get a girlfriend. But if I told you guys, well, many guys know already, to get a girlfriend in the United States is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Finding a girlfriend in the U.S. is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. One of the hardest. Because women out here have priced themselves out of the market. They think they deserve the best, even though they bring nothing to the table. They bring nothing. But they were taught in their mind that they deserve the best. Okay? That leads to a lot of problems. If dating was so simple, how come guys can't get girlfriends in high numbers? Like I've seen this shit before. Okay? I've seen situations where women out here are so picky. Okay? There's some girls out here, you say one thing they don't like, they will stop talking to you. Girls in the United States, they get approached on a daily, if not weekly basis. Okay? They get approached a lot. Guys, some guys can go years without being approached by a female. Years. It doesn't matter how nice he dresses. It doesn't matter his personality. It does not matter. Okay? Women out here only talk to guys based on his resources. So that's why I tell you guys, in the United States today, dating is not genuine. Dating in the U.S. is not genuine. People can say all this crap. I mean, you have these people out here who say, they have these crap called dating coaches. All bullshit. I don't take that shit seriously. I think it's garbage. I think it's stupid. Because if you travel abroad to many of these other countries, finding a girlfriend is so simple. Because other countries, people give you a chance to know who you are. Okay? The United States, women out here have been brainwashed into thinking because they're a woman, they deserve the best. I mean, you'd be surprised how many girls out here who are pretty much single, okay? Girls who are single won't date another guy who's single. She'll just brush him aside, not interested. So there's a guy that's wants to know who she is. Who's single? The guy's single. She's single. The girl won't give him a chance because she has some imaginary checklist to see her perfect ideal guy, or whatever the fuck you call that shit. So do you not see where I'm coming from? Okay, sexual frustration is a real term in the United States, but people think it's a joke. Okay, then you have people out here who, by the time they get one girl, they become over possessive. They become, they go crazy because they're afraid if that one person leaves them, that they will be single for a long time. So that's why a lot of time when guys get girls, they tend to be like over possessive, because they're afraid if they lose that girl, that they'll end up single all over again. Okay, but you have to understand, like everything plays a role in social isolation. As humans, you need sexual interaction. It's a fact. You need human interaction. Okay, you need friends. You need people whom you can hang out with. You need people who you can talk to. Okay, you need these things. So people can say what they want and say, "Oh, it's just that it's based on the individual." No, society has made it this way, in the sense where everything here is so complex. There are many Americans, or many foreigners when they go to other countries, like in Asia, or they go to other countries in Latin America, I rarely ever hear of these guys complaining about human interaction. I rarely hear these people complain about dating. I rarely hear these things. It's only in America where trying to get a girlfriend is a headache, or trying to make friends is difficult. So we now live in this socially isolated society where everyone walks around with some kind of like invisible bubble where they don't want to be talked to or bothered. Okay? Many of you guys know who Winston Wu is. He's the creator of Happier Abroad. He brought this attention. He said this stuff years ago. He grew up in the U.S. The guy couldn't fit in. He said one day, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm going to travel." He went to Russia. He discovered girls in Russia are so easy to talk to. He was like, "I'm good." He went to the Philippines. I think he went to China. He'd been in all other countries in Europe. He said, "Oh my gosh, going to Europe has changed his life." His perspective on dating has changed. He said he'll never come back to the U.S. ever again. When it comes to dating, he's like not interested. Human interaction, he's not interested. So this shows you that this is a cultural thing in the U.S. It's a cultural thing. You'd be surprised how many people in America, all they do is go to work and go home. Some people, because they want interaction, they go into a public park or a public setting. They just stay there. They don't talk to nobody. They just stay in that environment. Okay? You have some people out there who go to nightclubs. They go to a nightclub. They don't talk to nobody. They'll just stay there because people are there. Or you have people out there who go to, like I said, public parks. They don't talk to nobody. They'll just stay there because they want human interaction, or they want to see other people. That's why I say living in the U.S. is just a nightmare. Everyone here is going crazy. I mean, I'll do another video about this later, but a lot of people are going crazy out here. That's just what I've seen. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.